Between 200 and 2,000 species become extinct every year, which is a staggering reminder of how many animals may soon disappear forever. At the same time, scientists believe that some creatures once thought to be extinct might still survive in certain parts of the world. Curious about which ones? Here are 15 prehistoric creatures that might still be alive today. Number 15. Lamprey, 360 million years old. The lamprey is a type of parasitic fish that has survived 4 evolutionary extinctions. It mainly exists in the Atlantic Ocean, and most people will be quite pleased about that. They really are quite horrifying to look at. They have no jaws but instead have a mouth that looks like a suction cup. Their tongues are razor sharp, and their mouths are full of horn-shaped teeth. But it's not the teeth you should be worried about, it's the tongue. It can latch onto any other fish, scrape away its scales, then devour its flesh, blood, and whatever other nutrients it can get. They essentially use their mouths like vacuums to get their dinner. To the general population, the lamprey is just another fish among several thousand species, but scientists believe it's quite unique. It's one of few animals that can regenerate parts of its body, including its spinal cord. Even if its spinal cord is completely severed, it can regenerate it from paralysis to full mobility in about 3 months. This ability could hold the key to nerve damage injuries and how to heal them in humans. Alongside finding out how their body works, scientists were equally intrigued to discover that it hasn't evolved all that much. Records show it got slightly longer, but it's still in the same form today as it was 360 million years ago. Number 14. Modern-day Kraken, colossal squid. Sailors often spoke about a monster at sea that was capable of devouring man and a lot of other big stuff too. While the monster became a legend known as the Kraken, modern-day researchers believe it's likely what those sailors had seen was the colossal squid. The colossal squid can grow to as long as a minibus, up to 46 feet, and has eyes measuring around 15 inches in diameter. It's definitely not a sea creature you'll want to see in a dark, watery alley. They weigh around 1,650 pounds and, while they look similar to a giant squid in many ways, their tentacles and arms differ significantly. Instead of suckers and small teeth, they have swiveling and 3-pointed hooks, which are sharp. The colossal squid is thought to be as big as it is due to abyssal gigantism. This phenomenon affects creatures who live deep in the ocean, which makes the same species who don't live as deep in the sea far smaller. It currently exists within thousands of miles of southern South Africa, the southern tip of New Zealand, southern South America, and north of Antarctica. Pencil those locations in your diary as where not to visit for a creepy prehistoric creature encounter. Number 13. Geral, 200 million years old. The Geral looks like a cross between a crocodile and a hair comb and has been around for the last 200 million years. It outlasted the dinosaurs and many other prehistoric creatures, and it's not hard to see why. It has razor-sharp teeth that interlock to stop its prey from escaping, and it can weigh as much as 500 pounds. Its long, slender snout is perfectly designed for catching fish, snapping shut with lightning speed in the water. When a male gharial reaches maturity, a bulbous growth called a gara appears on the tip of its snout, which it uses to make buzzing sounds and attract mates. Gharials are surprisingly graceful swimmers, using their powerful tails to glide effortlessly through rivers while barely disturbing the surface. In the early morning, they can often be seen basking on sandbanks, soaking up the sun to warm their cold-blooded bodies. Despite their fearsome appearance, gharials are shy and rarely pose a threat to humans, preferring to slip away at the first sign of disturbance. Their eggs are some of the largest among reptiles, and females carefully guard their nests from predators. This prehistoric creature looks very similar to a crocodile but with a few differences. It can be any number of colors, from black to olive green, and it has big bulging eyes within a small head. The gharial also has weak legs compared to a croc, and has to drag them under its belly when it's on land. Sadly, the gharial is critically endangered, so while it's been here for 200 million years, its future looks uncertain. There are only thought to be around 200 of them left in the wild in Pakistan, Bangladesh, and India. Number 12. Pygmy right whale, 23 million years old. The pygmy right whale, thought to be around 23 million years old, might be alive today or it might not. It's that elusive, hidden, and rare that it could entirely die out and no one would be any the wiser. Who's to say it hasn't already? Sailors who claim to have seen one describe a gentle, ghostly presence gliding just beneath the waves, vanishing as quickly as it appears. Unlike other whales, the pygmy right whale rarely breaches or displays dramatic behaviors, making it even harder to spot. Its skin is a soft gray, often marked with mysterious scars, perhaps from encounters with predators or the rough seas. Some researchers have likened its movements to a shadow, barely disturbing the water as it passes. The whale's baleen plates are unusually narrow and delicate, setting it apart from its larger relatives. There are even stories among fishermen of a phantom whale that appears only in the fog, adding to its legend. There are few fossils, few live specimens, and therefore not a lot of information about them. Scientists aren't overly sure what they eat, how they reproduce, or how they act. With the little information they do have, they've been able to ascertain that this whale is one of the smallest, at around 21 feet long and approximately 7,700 pounds, and they live in the cold waters of the southern hemisphere. They also have an arched snout, which is unlike most other whale breeds. The last fossils to be found of the Pygmy right whale were in Italy and Japan. From those fossils, scientists ascertained that this whale might originate from the baleen family up to 25 million years ago. Not a great deal of information is available on their diets, but the size of their lungs and heart suggests they don't dive deep for food. Scientists assume their diet consists of euphausiids and copepods and the odd snack of krill from time to time. Number 11. Nautilus, 500 million years old. At 500 million years old, the Nautilus, a type of shellfish, is older than dinosaurs by 265 million years. It's found in the Great Barrier Reef, Andaman, Fiji, and tropical waters at depths of 2,200 feet, and is considered a living fossil. Nautiluses have chambered shells, 100 tentacles, and a muscular hood, which helps it fight predators. Despite its ancient lineage, the Nautilus is a master of stealth, using its shell's intricate patterns to blend seamlessly with the ocean floor. Its eyes are unique among sea creatures, lacking a lens but still able to detect changes in light and movement, making it a skilled nocturnal hunter. Nautiluses are known to live for up to 20 years, which is unusually long for a cephalopod, and they grow slowly, adding new chambers to their shells as they age. Unlike their octopus and squid cousins, nautiluses have remained almost unchanged for millions of years, a testament to their perfect design. Some cultures have revered the nautilus shell as a symbol of beauty and mathematical perfection, thanks to its mesmerizing spiral. Scientists are fascinated by the nautilus's ability to withstand extreme pressures, and its shell structure has inspired designs in engineering and architecture. Even in 500 million years of its existence, the nautilus has changed very little. It grows to around 10 inches in diameter and has a white to orange shell with brown stripes. How this unique and ancient shellfish moves is incredible. Each of its chambers is filled with water and gas. By changing the gas content, it can change its buoyancy. It then ejects the water out through a siphon, which offers jet propulsion movement. It can move up, down, forward, and back. This incredible critter has a parrot-like beak that it uses to slice its food, and its radula, another organ, grinds its food up before it swallows it. It dines on crab, fish, and shrimp, be it dead or alive. For the most part, the nautilus will hang around on the seafloor but will typically launch upwards as the sun sets in search of food. While not everyone will get the opportunity to see this shellfish in person, it's exciting to know that it's been around for hundreds of millions of years. Now it's time for today's topic. A group of divers exploring the depths of the Red Sea captured footage of a creature that has left scientists and the public stunned. The divers, part of a marine research team studying coral reefs, were filming underwater when they noticed a massive shadow moving rapidly beneath them. Moments later, the creature breached the surface, leaping out of the water in a display that defied explanation. The footage shows a creature unlike anything known to modern science. It had a massive, streamlined body resembling a whale, but with features that seemed prehistoric, long, jagged fins and a tail that moved with incredible power. Its head was elongated, with a jawline that hinted at rows of sharp teeth. The creature disappeared into the depths as quickly as it appeared, leaving the divers shaken. Speculation has run wild. Some believe it's an entirely new species, while others suggest it could be a surviving prehistoric creature, possibly a relative of the ancient Basilosaurus or another extinct marine predator. Marine biologists are analyzing the footage, but so far, no definitive answers have emerged. The Red Sea, already known for its biodiversity, now holds a new mystery, one that raises questions about what ancient secrets still lurk in our oceans. Number 10. Turtle, 250 million years old. Turtles might not be the quickest off the mark, but they're one of a few prehistoric creatures that have managed to hold their own when many others succumb to evolutionary hardships. Turtles have been on this earth for 250 million years, and while they've evolved in their looks and behavior, they're still as hardy and as slow as they have always been. Turtles of several million years ago used to be about 10 feet long and weigh around 2 tons. Some ancient turtles were so massive that they could easily intimidate even the fiercest predators of their time. Fossils have been found with bite marks from giant prehistoric crocodiles, suggesting epic underwater battles. In some cultures, turtles were revered as symbols of longevity and wisdom, their slow pace seen as a sign of patience and resilience. The oldest known turtle fossil, discovered in Germany, dates back to the time before the first dinosaurs even appeared. Their unique ability to retract their heads and limbs into their shells is a defense mechanism that has stood the test of time. Turtles can also hold their breath for hours underwater, a skill that has helped them evade danger for millennia. Some species can even hibernate at the bottom of frozen ponds, slowing their heart rate to just one beat every few minutes. They didn't always have a shell either. Researchers believe that turtles have survived a mass extinction because of their aquatic lifestyle and slow metabolism. Being in the water protected them from whatever killed the dinosaurs, and they could survive on few resources. They also picked up survival skills along the way. They grew shells to protect them from predators, which is sure to have helped them last the distance. Turtles used to have teeth and eat meat and were even known to eat crocodiles. Turtles today are a bit more health conscious and live on plants and fruits. Turtles might be smaller and a bit daintier than they used to be, but there's no denying they're more robust than dinosaurs. After all, who's here today? Not the dinosaur. Number 9. Purple frog, 130 million years old. If you mistook the purple frog for a blob, then you'd be forgiven, for it looks more blob than frog. Could that be why it's one of the few prehistoric creatures to have survived mass extinction? The purple frog has been around for 130 million years, and you can only find it in southern Indian mountain ranges. For most of the year, it remains hidden beneath the soil, surfacing only for a few days during the monsoon to breed. Local villagers sometimes spot them after heavy rains, but otherwise, these frogs are almost never seen. Their secretive lifestyle has made them something of a legend, with stories passed down about the mysterious purple burrower. Scientists were baffled for decades, believing the species was extinct until it was rediscovered in 2003. The purple frog's stubby limbs and small eyes are perfectly adapted for digging, allowing it to tunnel through the earth with ease. Its skin is unusually smooth and slippery, helping it glide through muddy tunnels. Despite its odd appearance, the purple frog is a master of survival, having outlasted dinosaurs and dramatic shifts in climate. It's of an earthly purple hue and has darker and lighter brown bits on its feet and stomach, and it lives underground, at least most of the time. The purple frog also looks more like a mole than a frog, almost like it's going through an identity crisis. It has a pointed nose and a rounded body that seems a little disproportionate. It's also fatter than other frogs and weighs about as much as a baseball. The purple frog couldn't get any more unfrog-like if it tried. It lives on termites and ants and sucks them up as if it were a mole or anteater. It also doesn't croak like a frog but rather clucks like a chicken. We think the purple frog's a little uncertain about its identity. Number 8. Giant Chinese salamander, 170 million years old. The giant Chinese salamander is one of only 2 giant salamander species still in existence, and this fellow has been around for 170 million years. While its critically endangered status means it may not be around for much longer, it's still exciting to know that such a large amphibian is still battling on. The giant Chinese salamander can reach lengths of up to 5.9 feet and weighs up to 110 pounds. In the wild, their deep, echoing croaks have earned them the nickname baby fish in local folklore, as their calls are said to sound like a crying infant. These elusive creatures spend most of their lives hidden beneath rocks in fast-flowing mountain streams, venturing out only at night to hunt. Their wrinkled, mottled skin helps them blend perfectly with the riverbed, making them masters of camouflage. Some ancient Chinese legends even claim that these salamanders possess mystical healing powers, adding to their mysterious reputation. Despite their size, they are surprisingly shy and will quickly slip away at the slightest disturbance. Conservationists have gone to great lengths to breed them in captivity, hoping to save them from extinction. They live on fish, crabs, worms, insects, smaller versions of themselves, and shrimp. It's fair to say they'd rack up quite a bill at any seafood restaurant. Unlike fish, giant Chinese salamanders don't have gills. Even though they live underwater, they somehow absorb oxygen through their skin. During breeding season, the female can lay up to 500 eggs, and the male looks after them while they hatch. It's unknown how much longer this amphibian can hold out without intervention, but we're all rooting for its survival. Number 7. Cockroaches, 200 million years old. There won't be any doubt in your mind why cockroaches survived a mass extinction. These creepy, crawly critters are impossible to kill. They can live a week without a head by breathing through holes in their body and only die because they aren't able to drink. They can even survive without food for a whole month. If you thought that was the end of their mad skill sets, then you'd be wrong. In fact, cockroaches have been found in the most unexpected places, from the depths of ancient tombs to the bustling kitchens of 5-star hotels. Some species can flatten their bodies to squeeze through cracks as thin as a dime, making them expert escape artists. Their antennae are so sensitive that they can detect the faintest vibrations, warning them of danger long before it arrives. Cockroaches are also masters of adaptation, quickly evolving resistance to pesticides that would wipe out lesser insects. In some cultures, they are even considered a delicacy, fried and seasoned as a crunchy snack. Scientists have studied their nervous systems for clues to developing new antibiotics, since cockroaches rarely get sick despite living in filth. They can hold their breath for 40 minutes, will survive being submerged in water for 30 minutes, and can run 3 miles per hour. They also love alcohol. What kind of crazy critter is this? There are 4,000 cockroach species in existence, and the cockroach as a whole is even older than the dinosaur. Given that it can tolerate high levels of radiation, we're not surprised it's lasted the distance. Number 6. Imperial Scorpion, 400 million years old. While not quite as prehistoric as the Nautilus, the Imperial Scorpion is still quite an impressive creature that's still alive today. It goes by the name of Emperor Scorpion and is the largest and oldest in the world. Oddly enough, it hasn't evolved or changed much since it came into existence. The Imperial Scorpion is native to West Africa but is prevalent in many different places around the world. You'll mostly spot them in tropical forests and open savannas, close to termite mounds, in litter and debris, in burrows and under rocks. These scorpions are surprisingly social, often living in groups rather than alone, which is rare for their kind. When threatened, they raise their massive pincers and arch their tail in a dramatic display, but they usually prefer to avoid confrontation. Their exoskeleton is incredibly tough, helping them survive attacks from predators and harsh environmental conditions. Some people even keep them as exotic pets, fascinated by their prehistoric appearance and glowing bodies. In the wild, emperor scorpions play an important role in controlling insect populations, especially termites. Their ability to sense the faintest vibrations makes them expert hunters, even in total darkness. Despite their fearsome look, their venom is actually milder than that of many smaller scorpions, making them less dangerous to humans than you might expect. They weigh around 1 ounce, grow to up to 7.9 inches long, and glow fluorescent under UV light. Their natural blue and green coloring make them easy to spot and avoid by humans. The way they detect prey is pretty neat. They have sensory hairs on their tail and pincers and use these to detect vibrations on the ground and in the air. While the Imperial Scorpion might be quite terrifying to look at, they are a scientific marvel, and we're quite pleased that they are a prehistoric creature that's still alive today. But their venom may have properties that can protect humans from bacteria and malaria. In saying that, their sting is still pretty painful and they use it for hunting at night along with their pincers. Number 5. Elephant Shark, 420 million years old. The elephant shark is a vertebrate related to sharks and rays that has been around for 420 million years. According to Nature, a scientific journal, it's the slowest evolving vertebrate in the world and can be found off the coast of Australia and New Zealand. Elephant sharks have snouts that help them to hunt for shellfish in the sand. Their snouts are also covered with sensors that enable them to pick up electrical currents and sounds. Most fish glide effortlessly through the water, but not the elephant shark. Its movement is almost awkward, giving it a quirky charm that sets it apart from other sea creatures. Divers who encounter them often describe the experience as like meeting a living fossil, with their odd, armored bodies and ancient eyes. The elephant shark's skin is covered in tiny, tooth-like scales called denticles, which give it a rough texture. Despite its name, it's not actually a true shark, but belongs to a group called chimeras, which split from sharks hundreds of millions of years ago. Its diet consists mainly of crustaceans and mollusks, which it crushes with its strong, plate-like teeth. The elephant shark is also important to science, as its genome is studied to understand vertebrate evolution. Its ability to survive for so long with so few changes is a testament to just how perfectly adapted it is to its environment. It has large appendages that look like wings to launch itself through the water, not all that dissimilar from a manta ray. The elephant shark may be prehistoric, which means it's had plenty of opportunities to evolve, but it hasn't. It looks very much the same as it did 420 million years ago. Number 4. Giant ground sloth Megatherium. The giant ground sloth, also known as Megatherium, is a distant relative of the modern-day sloth that may or may not exist today. Experts believe it became extinct around 4,000 years ago, but native people in South America swear it still exists. The Megatherium was the size of an elephant and, fully grown, weighed around 4 tons. It lived across the South American continent and up to Colombia and was one of the largest land mammals of its time. While it would have walked on 4 legs for most of its life, it stood up to 13 feet tall whenever it reached for food. Imagine wandering through the dense Amazon and stumbling upon a creature as big as a car, lazily munching on tree branches. Some explorers have even reported finding massive claw marks on trees, far higher than any known animal could reach. There are stories of strange, low growls echoing through the jungle at night, fueling legends that the Megatherium still roams hidden corners of the rainforest. Fossilized dung, known as coprolites, has given scientists clues about its diet, which included leaves, fruits, and possibly even small animals. Its enormous claws, which could grow over a foot long, were perfect for digging and defending itself from predators. The Megatherium's slow movements and sheer size made it a unique presence in prehistoric ecosystems. Some cryptozoologists are convinced that if any Ice Age giant could survive undetected, it would be this one. These giant sloths lived during the Ice Age and evolved into those you see today. They lived along rivers and lakes and also preferred forests. Many people believe that by the end of the Ice Age, around 11,700 years ago, they became extinct. That's not to say that they don't still exist. Rainforest natives believe they have seen them deep in the jungle, and others say a giant creature with matted fur fitting the description of a giant sloth has been seen in South America. We may never know for sure, but we think this prehistoric creature is pretty cool all the same. Number 3. Frilled Shark, 80 million years old. Let's take a vote. All those in favor of the frilled shark being a prehistoric creature that isn't alive today, say aye. There are no two ways about it. This 80-million-year-old cousin of the great white and hammerhead shark is a monster. It has 6 gills, 300 sharp teeth, and a hinged jaw. It's more like an eel than a shark and hasn't evolved all that much in 80 million years. Their small, sharp teeth make it challenging for prey to escape once they are in its grasp, and they can bend their entire body while lunging forward like a snake. If you ever saw one up close, you'd probably think it belonged in a horror movie rather than the ocean. The frilled shark's mouth can open incredibly wide, allowing it to gulp down prey almost its own size. Some scientists call it a living fossil because it looks almost identical to its ancient ancestors. Its body is covered in a strange, rough texture that helps it glide through the water with minimal resistance. The frilled shark's hunting style is stealthy and sudden, making it a true ambush predator. Rare footage of this creature swimming shows it moving in a slow, serpentine motion, adding to its eerie reputation. Despite its fearsome appearance, it's not considered a threat to humans, mostly because of its deep-sea habitat. Let's be thankful the frilled shark prefers to hang out at depths of between 3,900 and 5,150 feet. Any closer to the surface and we'd be a little worried. They swallow their prey whole, have 25 rows of teeth, and even have spines known as dermal denticles in their mouth. They also grow to average lengths of 4.9 feet, but females are often shorter. The female also has one of the longest gestation periods, 42 months, which is sure to make most human females feel a bit better about their 9-month pregnancy. Fortunately for those who are a little squeamish, the frilled shark is rarely found alive by those who spot them. Number 2. Megalodon Shark. Over half of Americans say they're scared of sharks. Great white sharks can grow around 16 feet long, so yeah, they're a bit scary. However, the great white has nothing on the Megalodon shark, which is undoubtedly going to give your phobia some real merit. The Megalodon shark was the biggest shark in the world. It went extinct around 1.5 million years ago, but not everyone is convinced that's entirely true. After all, how much of the ocean have we really seen? Most people are probably just hoping it's true. Imagine swimming in the ocean and coming face to face with a creature the size of a school bus. It's the stuff of nightmares. Some scientists believe that if the Megalodon were still alive, we would have found more recent evidence, but the mystery remains. Its bite force was estimated to be over 40,000 pounds per square inch, making it the most powerful biter in history. Fossilized teeth have been found on every continent except Antarctica, hinting at just how widespread this giant once was. The Megalodon's favorite prey included whales, dolphins, and even other sharks, which it could easily overpower. Its disappearance changed the balance of the ocean's food chain forever. The idea that something so massive could simply vanish is both fascinating and a little unsettling. This shark used to grow up to 60 feet long and was the apex predator of its day. Nothing could stand in this shark's way, which makes it quite surprising that it succumbed to extinction. Global climate conditions and fierce competition for food may have been to blame. The Megalodon, regardless of how it died out, was impressive. It had enormous teeth that are still being found fossilized today and could open its jaw wide enough to fit 2 humans side by side. In that jaw were 276 gnarly teeth that could chomp down on anything it pleased. Some deep-sea fishermen claim they have seen sharks far larger than a great white, which has made some people question whether the Megalodon is still around. But we're not going to go and find out, for no one needs to see another Jaws remake. Number 1. Goblin Shark, 125 million years old. You've got to admit, not all animals in the wild are as cute and cuddly as kitties and puppies. Prehistoric creatures like dinosaurs were not a 10 on the attractiveness scale, and goblin sharks certainly weren't either. Goblin sharks are a prehistoric creature that's been around for 125 million years, and still is. They grow to about 13 feet long and live in the dark depths of the ocean, as deep as 4,300 feet. It's probably a good thing they do too, for they're quite a scary-looking form of marine life. Their blood vessels show through their skin to give them a pink or red pallor, and they have an odd-shaped jaw that allows them to sweep their prey up in the most unusual fashion. If you ever saw a goblin shark up close, you'd probably think it came straight out of a science fiction movie. When it hunts, its jaw can actually shoot forward to snatch prey, making it look even more alien. Some divers have described the experience of seeing one as both mesmerizing and terrifying. Unlike most sharks, the goblin shark's teeth are long, thin, and needle-like, perfect for grabbing slippery fish and squid. Its slow, almost ghostly movements add to its eerie reputation in the deep sea. Scientists are fascinated by how little the goblin shark has changed over millions of years, calling it a living fossil. Despite its fearsome appearance, it poses little threat to humans, mostly because it lives so far below the surface. They can also blend into their surroundings, so you never see them coming for you. The goblin shark snout is relatively unique as well. It's what's known as a rostrum, which looks like a blade and functions as a prey detector. Its tiny receptors pick up electrical fields, which enable it to sweep over the seabed and scoop up a snack or two. So far, it hasn't been possible to keep the goblin shark in captivity, and its preferred living quarters are quite far down, so sightings of this prehistoric shark are rare. Are you as amazed as we are? Some of these prehistoric creatures are truly unbelievable. Which one surprised you the most? Don't forget to check out our other fascinating content appearing on your screen right now. See you next time.